I have been studying many things relating to mental health and addiction issues for many, many years, mostly in an attempt to heal myself. I've been addicted to substances for most of my life. From the age of 9 years old, I was a very high functioning addict. I've run many successful businesses, but I have also had to deal with a lot of addiction issues, and benzodiazepines were pretty much the worst experience of my life. That's why I make these videos, and that's why I'm uploading them for you. I was trapped in a never-ending cycle of chaos and trauma that was due to my childhood. We are born into the lives we are born into. We find our way on Valium or Xanax or something to try and help us calm. The problem with them drugs is all they do is bury your senses down. They dull you to where you're detached from everything. And what they don't tell you is when you need to come off them, that the withdrawal can be horrendous and the taper can be an absolute nightmare. And I've lived that nightmare. I've been where you are now. And that is why I'm making these for you, because I know it's just, God, I can put myself back in that place where I was, but I want you to keep watching, because I took my last pill in 2021. It's now 2025, so it's been 4 years. And even during that time, I've had to undergo so much more difficulties. I won't go into that at the moment in this video, but I had to relocate my daughter back to Asia because she was bullied terribly. And that was something that was just so unbearable. I had already lost my first child due to a terrible just twist of fate, and she never made it. She was born and she never got to take her first breath. So I understand what pain is. I truly understand. I understand what the chaos is in your mind when you're trying to come off benzos, but you're not crazy. You're not your thoughts. All of those thoughts have been created by the chemical imbalances, and it's making everything in your mind unbearable. You tell yourself that the thoughts you're having, they're not your own thoughts. It's all of the chaos and trauma that you've taken the medications for in the first place. It's been buried, but now it's coming back out and it's getting amplified 1,000-fold. And I know it can be just, hell is the only thing that comes to mind. However, I'm not a negative person. I was never negative during my taper because I thought I deserved it. I thought I deserved all of the pain I was going through. And that was due to my life, everything that had happened. But you know, our lives can be difficult. But I'm now 52 years old and I'm sitting in my home. As you can see, it's a very dark blue. And I did that deliberately when I moved in here because I had to have a calm environment, which is what I want to talk with you about now. The chaos in your mind from the benzo taper, that's not the only thing that's happening to you. Your central nervous system is reacting in the same way. Your central nervous system is on fire, so your mind and your body is acting as though you are in danger, but you truly are not in danger. As long as you do your taper very slowly, very gradually, and you do the things I'm going to tell you about now, you practice them daily and you make your days as easy as you possibly can. If the thoughts are ever getting too much for you and your body is so tensed up, you feel like you can't go on anymore, I want you to remember this video. My knee crack there. I have chronic arthritis, but that's for another video. Pain is pain. It is part of life. So, but I digress. I'm sorry. I truly understand the chaos that can occur in your mind at times, where everything is just lost in an endless loop of chaotic thoughts. And your body can feel so tense that you feel like you're going to explode in a burst of electricity. I totally and utterly get it. Every nerve ending on your body is just on fire. And that is your central nervous system. That is your vagus nerve. Your whole body is reacting to the trauma within your mind. So when the chaos all gets too much, you just try to sit down, somewhere comfortable. If not, lie down on your bed. It's perfectly fine. Do whatever you feel most comfortable doing and stretch yourself out. And then you try and sit and be calm. You tell yourself that all of these thoughts are just there. They're not you. You're the person who's sitting calmly. You sit, you be calm, and you take slow, deep diaphragmatic breaths in through your nose, slowly. Then you hold it a little bit, and then you breathe out through your mouth and just make the exhale a bit longer than the inhale. If you feel like counting out, then that's fine, but you don't have to overcomplicate things. Just do what's comfortable for you because you're trying to calm your nervous system down. You sit, you take slow, deep breaths in through your nose, then you just hold it a little while. And then out through your mouth. Wow, I've been doing that for such a long time and practicing that constantly throughout my days. I can now do a one breath reset and it's magical, it's transformational. And I know the hell you're in now. I truly, truly do know the hell you're in now. But if you practice breathing to calm yourself down, to get yourself through the really difficult moments, it will help you. It may not help straight away, but it will slowly bring you to the present. It will slowly take you away from the anxiety of the future or the sadness and depression of the past. You need to be present in the moment. And you need to also try your best to practice self-care. Keep yourself hydrated, which reminds me, actually, I need to have a drink. Um, you've got to keep yourself hydrated. Self-care, hydration, practice slow, deep breaths, and try to be as kind to yourself as you can. Build a small, simple routine for your day because it's only getting through the day that matters. And I still continue to live that way. My life exists in today. It exists in this moment. I'm talking to you. I'm well aware of where I am and how blessed I am to be alive. And I've come to the conclusion the reason you don't see many positive stories online regarding benzos is because when people heal, it's like it's something that was a dream, it never happened. For me, I can still take myself back to that place because I need to remember the darkness to appreciate the light that I'm in now. I do live a different type of life, and I have done all my life. I've kind of lived outside of what you would say the norm. I've never worked for anybody. I've always run my own businesses. Don't get me wrong, I was even better at being an addict. I was fully addicted to substances from the age of 9 to 49. And the reason I do make the videos about benzos, what I'm making initially, is because that is the hardest thing I've had to encounter in my whole life. And I've been through a lot of pain in my life. I've been through some extremely bad experiences, is what I can say. My childhood was abusive. I was born into trauma. I was born into violence. And, you know, life can be tough. It can be tough. And life can be so painful. That's why I make this video for you to show you now. Look at the smile on my face, but it's not a smile of happiness. I'm at peace. And I've integrated all of my trauma. I live as a whole person. I still have the mind, I still have the thoughts, they're still going around, but I recognize my thoughts for what they are, and I can now guide my thoughts, and that's through what I've been implementing throughout. These videos are quite short because I don't want to go into too much detail. I don't want to bore you. I'm going to be uploading different types of videos. At the moment, this is what I'm so passionate about because I know you need to hear this right now, but I know also you're going to get better. You will heal. I make these videos for you now, as I've said earlier, because I'm so passionate about benzodiazepine withdrawal. I have lived a very different type of life. I spent 14 years in Asia. Um, I've been studying Buddhism for 20 years, but I was also trapped in the mental chaos of benzodiazepines, alcohol, and trauma, which drove me in darkness. But not only have I come through the benzodiazepines and the hell that involved, I've dealt with my anxiety. I've dealt with it all. There is no anxiety. There is no depression. I know now, even though this for me is very unnatural, it's not something I ever thought I would do, but I will keep uploading videos on many different topics, and hopefully I can get a bit better at talking to my telephone. It's very strange, but I want you to know, I want you to be strong. You get through the day, and now, while you're in the darkest place probably of your life, now is the time for you to start living for today. And once you do that, once you learn to live for today, life is peaceful because you know that if you keep doing your daily routine, keep practicing self-care, you will heal. Everything will balance out. You learn to calm your nervous system, and you will learn to be present and be mindful of where you are. And just know that all of that chaos up there, all of the chaos in your mind, it's not who you are. You're a person who wants to heal. You're a person who's going to heal. But you have to remember, you always keep fighting every single day, and you never stop, you never give up.